Let's head over to an Arsenal fan, Neil, who joins us on the final word. Because Arsenal, they are on fire at the moment. How are we doing, Neil?
I'm doing well, and there's a couple of things. I want to speak about how Carl Havertz has come through that bad period, and he looks like suddenly now a player that perhaps Arteta and only Arteta thought he could be.
Yeah.
And a little bit about the music stuff as well.
Perfect. Let's start with the football.
Yeah.
Of course, another big victory for Arsenal yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, scoring 14 goals in 3 games against Liverpool, West Ham and Burnley. That's impressive.
Yeah, and it looks like they've got a bit of depth now as well, don't they, Arsenal?
100%. I think that's the difference between definitely Arsenal and Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Arsenal, I think if you go back about 4 or 5 weeks, that front three looks stale. They look like tired. Then they had that break, and they've come back, and they are like on fire. I mean, you know, it looked like that you can just score goals for toffee. So
who needs a number 9 now?
Yeah,
no.
You know, I've always liked him, actually, the boy from Brighton, and I'm glad he's sort of got himself a nice little role in that team at the moment.
Yeah, I think the thing is as well is that obviously from last year they learned a lot, but it's still early and it can still go wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the one thing about Arsenal, they've certainly got things going because obviously that great result yesterday in the early one, and then their ladies played in the afternoon and had 60,000. You know, incredible at the Emirates. So you know, it's a great time to be connected to Arsenal. They must be very, very pleased with what's going on. Everybody there, brilliant.
And Neil, a big week ahead, of course, with Porto away in the Champions League on Wednesday, and then Newcastle coming to the Emirates. Now, that for me, that's a big test because Arsenal-Newcastle has been a real intense game over the last couple of years. They're quite good at stalling Arsenal-Newcastle. Let's just say.
And I think as well, when you are the last game on, it always seems to add a little bit more pressure to your game rather than it's such a luxury to play at 3 o'clock on a Saturday yesterday. You know, rather than being first or last. I think the last one, 8 o'clock next week, is quite difficult.
Yeah, I must admit, as a manager, I always prefer the early kickoffs because you think your team's fresh, everyone feels a bit fresher. But that long sort of wait in the hotel and the pressure, as you say, the other results coming in, it does have an effect for sure. Yeah.
Let's head over to Peter, who's also an Arsenal fan. He must be purring to see Arsenal absolutely blitzing people at the moment, including West Ham, Liverpool, Burnley. How many goals is that? 14 goals in 3 games. Peter, you must be overjoyed. Do you need a number 9?
As a season ticket holder, I'm well overjoyed. Well overjoyed. Yeah, but just the 2 things I really wanted to make was first one is the best gig I've ever had is when you played at Batchwood Hall in 2015 because you absolutely smashed it. It was a slow start, and then when you got going, it was just murdered it. So that's
thanks so much. It's brilliant.
So
DJ
I
Parts?
have to give you that because you're a decent dude. But no one seems to be talking about Arsenal for the title, and it's like I know we're talking about the number 9, all the goals we knocked in, but it's all about Liverpool and Man City still. But no one seems to be talking, are we real title contenders?
Do you know what, Peter? I think for this Arsenal team, especially what's happened over the last 18 months, I think the less said, the better.
Yeah.
I think keep the pressure off and just keep going about your business. And then all of a sudden you'll find you'll be taken on against Manchester City and the pressure feels like it's not on and you've been beating teams for fun. I think when the pressure comes on top of Arsenal and there's expectations from both the fans and the media saying it's Arsenal's to lose, I think that's when it goes wrong for Arsenal. I think when they're in this sort of little moment where no one's really talking about titles, but we can see how good they are, I think that's working in your advantage.
We'll see. I mean, I think the big thing about is should we have got Ivan Toney? Do we need a number 9? I still think we need strength in depth, but we have got depth. But I still think we need a guy that can come off the bench and bang some really serious goals in when we're behind, not when we're just in front.
I'll tell you the one thing that really is ticking a big box for me with Arsenal at the moment is you've only conceded 22 goals, which is the best in the division, and that really can be the backbone to a championship. So, you know, it's that defensive work that is going sort of reported a little bit. You know, 22 goals is very, very good at this stage. 25 games, very good.
Brilliant. Yeah, Arsenal, you're in a free horse title race. Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City.
Yeah, they're so tight. You know, when you look at it, it's so tight in terms of not just the points, but the whole thing. The amount of games they've won, The sort of very, very similar goals for, goals against. It's all very, very tight.